There are cars and there are cars. The Mustang is an epitome of beauty fused with power, excellence, passion, and drive. Like, yo, just stepping right onto the front of this car, you can tell that this is power we're talking about right here. So yeah, guys, welcome to another episode of Tech and Time Lapse, and it's to your boy Sage Oni. And yeah, right in front of me is the Ford Mustang 2020, and boy, oh boy, this is giving me some Indaboski vibes. You can catch me up in the comments later on if you want the meaning of that. Yeah, so moving right on. You can see the lights. I love the accents. This guy just gives me a whole lot of fierce power, like straight out of it. You can tell that this guy is a beast made to battle. Like literally, the all accents, the details, the lights, the grills, the positioning, everything is just bespoke. You know, they took their time to actually design and refine and just bring out a lot of beastie attitude just right out of this car. Literally. All right, so let's get deeper into the vehicle, shall we? Now, for the sake of referencing, the vehicle right in front of us that we're going to be testing today, or pretty much reviewing, is precisely the Ecoboost Premium. Now, the lineup starts with the Ecoboost, which starts somewhere around 26,000 and a couple of hundreds, all the way to the GT Premium, which or just GT 500 pretty much, which is the top of the line, and with all spec'd out, costs around 98 grand. So it's quite a huge gap between 26 grand all the way to 98 grand. But right now we're going to be looking at the EcoBoost Premium. We've got the EcoBoost, we've got the GT Premium, and the Bullet edition, or versions or trims of the Ford Mustang. So yeah, right up in front of me is the Eco Premium, and standard on it is the 18-inch alloy wheel, and this guy looks just beautiful. It matches up or matches in with the finish of the car. I actually really love this black color that I chose. Like, this black is really beautiful and decent. And when you go into the rear of the vehicle, I love when they introduce this accented lights, like especially when you traffic it at night. It just gives you that arrow effect. It's really nice. It's still the same design from a couple of years ago, but it's really nice. It stands out. It's beautiful. Like, when you see it, you know it's a Mustang. There's no questioning, literally. So let's go deeper into the vehicle, and stepping right in. On the dash and the controls, you could see the infotainment display just sticking right in there in the center. And this is powered by the Sanctuary intuitive system, and this is actually a really great system. It's been a while actually seeing an infotainment system that actually envelopes both the Apple and the Android CarPlay and actually syncs really well, like with both platforms. Like the touch response, everything is just right on point. You've got leather seats, of course it's premium leather seats. You've got the leather heated wheel right up there too, and everything just blends. You've got power adjusted seat on both the driver and the passenger seats, and everything just works. Like, if I was to give this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it an 8.5 straight up, closer to a 9 actually. Like, everything just works right perfectly. The only place where you actually have issues right now is when you go into the rear seat. Like, the rear seat is cramped, even for kids. If you have a regular sized adult, which is what I am, right up front, it's almost impossible for you to actually have kids sitting right on the back, talk less of actually having, or talk more of actually having extra passengers on the rear. It's a no-no, pretty much. And yeah, did I mention it gives you a lot of retro vibe into it, but at the same time you can feel like you're in this ultra modern cockpit of like a super fast sport car, where it's like blending with that retro vibe and that retro style to just bring out this bespoke attitude and grace in the vehicle. And we also got dual zone climate control and a 9-speaker surround system, which sounds really great, especially when you drop the top and it goes into the convertible coupe mode. It just sounds so good, clear, precise. There's a way it switches when you actually drop the top that, you know, a lot was actually thought through when designing this vehicle, and overall gives you a very decent drive experience. And talking about drive, let's get into the hood and talk about the driving of this guy. So right under the hood, we've got a 2.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and you're gonna be like, yeah, turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, like how much you get out of that? You've got a whole 310 horsepower and 350 pounds of torque. Now that is more than decent and impressive amount of power for you to drive this baby in almost any direction you want to. Talking about the driving, let's get deeper into it. So you've got a lot of options to actually tweak, toggle, and kind of like move around with the vehicle based on the drive style you want to go for at almost any single time. And I think that's probably part of the things I actually love the most about this vehicle. So right on the dash, just on the right side, you've got the traction control, you've got the steering changer. You can actually choose between normal, comfort, or sport mode if you're trying to go a lot aggressive on that side. And of course, you could also switch between the normal drive style, the sports. You've got the track, that's actually on the track racing if you want to take this out there. You've got the drag strip, and of course the snow/wet traction control. And that being said, the car is actually a rear wheel drive, so it's not a front wheel drive, it's on the rear, which means most of the power and the drive style actually comes from the rear, which makes a lot of sense for sports cars generally. So yeah, let's go on a drive. The first thing I actually pretty much felt the most about this is the fact that you can actually go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. Now that varies definitely based on your drive style and the mode of driving you're going on, whether it's normal or sport. And it actually changes a whole lot when you switch on the sport mode, because not only is it much more aggressive, but it's faster, the response is a whole lot quicker, the steering becomes extremely firm, but it's super designed for you to actually get that really tough speed, aggressive control out of it. And yeah, the general drive is so smooth. I literally don't know when I blast past 60 and get close 100, like literally you just get right into it, and before you know what's going on, you're already on 100. You're like, yo, it's just a 4-cylinder engine. Like this actually does or cleans out my Lexus, which should be a V6 with all the power and turbocharge. Yo, this is a beast literally. And I would say the only downside on the drive, pretty much from my experience driving this, was running over things like bumps. It gets a little shaky when you run over bumps, but aside that, everything is balanced. The control across corners, it doesn't really feel like you're going across corners. It's just so smooth. The handling is great. The drive experience overall it's bespoke. Like it's great. Out of a 10, I'll definitely give this a 9 over 10. And the drive experience and the overall total experience of just dealing with this vehicle. Now, what I would say is probably the most interesting positive side to this vehicle that I personally love the most is the fact that it's a 4-cylinder that actually runs on regular gas. It's not premium, but it's regular gas, which means you can just walk onto any pump, get the best price you can, and that would power this beast to the best, like, of its capacities or capabilities. And that's just a winner in my books. Like, you can power with regular gas, yo, I got you like all day, and that's it with this vehicle. So overall, would I recommend the Ford Mustang 2020? I would say, oh yes. If you're looking for a beast vehicle, something really decent depending on your drive style, and it's just you or like 1 or 2 people, like probably you and your significant other, you're not dealing with kids or family, you just need a car that you can really enjoy and kind of like take around, and it's just about you and you, because it's got a really big or decent trunk space. So I didn't mention that initially. It's got a very big trunk space, so if you want to go for that, and I'll say, oh yes, please go for it. Whether it's the convertible, the regular Ecoboost, I probably recommend the Ecoboost Premium, which is actually the version I have right in front of me. It kind of gives you the most value for the buck. Somewhere around like 30 grand you can actually get this, and if you want to take it all loaded, you can get it under 40 grand, so that's actually a lot of value for what you get. Now, if you're more family oriented, or you've kind of like need to like always go out with your friends, like 2, 3, 4 people, and you need something with a lot of power and drive, I probably recommend the Dodge Charger in that case. Like that gives you something very, very similar, similar drive experience and all of that. Side note, I actually raced with a Charger while I was with this, and I eventually smoked them, and we're probably going on like, actually smoked it. But yeah, that was actually a very decent race. That being said, or test drive, the Charger is probably the one I recommend if you're someone who deals with family or more than just you and the significant other, or like you and your friend. But if it's all about you and you just need a car or a ride to actually just enjoy the vibes with, I will say L to the yes, KU Mustang. And that's it for this episode. Catch me on the next one, guys, and leave a description. That's a description. Leave your comments in the comment box below. Let me know the cars you guys want me to review next, what you guys want to see, and I'll definitely get around to doing that. Until next time, it's your boy Sage Oni, and cheers.